When I see people talk about luxury living or luxury lifestyles, I'm starting to wonder, is it something that's overrated? Because when I saw this, to me, this was the definition of luxury lifestyle. Let's talk about it. My name is Jamela. Thank you again for tuning in for another episode of Living the Lifestyle of the Thrift and Famous. And if you're new here, welcome, and I hope you do hang around and subscribe. And to my current family members, thank you for always tuning in with me. I used to think about luxury living all the time, and to me, when I moved to the South and realized how easy living to me was more better than luxury, I adapted to that lifestyle. Indeed, I have to drive a little farther to certain things, but to me, when I'm driving down these long roads to go to the store or go to work, this is my commute. And to me, that's a luxury, that I don't have to deal with the traffic and the horn blowings and the traffic lights and, all of that. So that's an easy ride for me as I'm traveling. And again, I'm talking about my luxury living. And I do get to go to my thrift stores, and that was something that helped me kind of branch out and get to know my area by visiting different thrift stores, different areas. Not to mention I get to meet, several different people that enjoy thrifting. So that became a factor in my life to help establish my lifestyle. And then also small changes I made at home also granted me the opportunity to call myself as being luxury living. There were 6 simple changes that I made to make me understand that this lifestyle, or how I'm living right now, is better off for me at this stage in my life. Number 1 was a budget. I never was one to always adhere to a budget, but I had to learn over the course of years on how to budget our finances, because even though we moved here and it was a lower, because of lower mortgages and cost of living, salaries was lower as well. So I had to learn how to shift my ideology of spending habits. And not that I was this big spendthrift, but because I've always collected antiques, but I just kind of started paying more attention to what I'm buying and how much I'm spending. And then number 2, stop thinking negative about my small town living and think positive and how it benefits me to be here in this small town. I actually like the fact that I can pick up the phone and call my mayor and he'll call me back. Or if something happened at a house that we have, and he called me to let me know there's a water line break or whatever, but the town took care of it. So I like that connection. Not to mention the police, officers in town. They know you. They know your who you are and so forth. So you actually get to have that one-on-one communication with them. In a big town, you can't do that, or that just really doesn't happen. You have the small businesses like our pharmacy. God forbid you didn't have any money to get your prescription. They even let you start a tab up to a certain amount of money. You know you're going to get your prescription. You can't walk out of CVS in a big town owing 2 cents, and they will not let you leave. And the local seamstress that we have, who is always readily available, helping this town out with all of their sewing needs. We have contractors, we have electricians, we have plumbers, all in this area that can do work. So we keep, one another kind of employed, so to speak. But anyway, number 3 on my simple changes that I made, became actively involved in town business. And I think everybody should get involved with their town's business, but also I go to the council meetings and now I do the yard sale for the town. So that benefited me and the town. Number 4, cooking healthy meals now. Living in this town, I'm not granted the quote-unquote luxury of being able to order takeout or go real quick to pick up some fast food. So I cook more. I cook all the time, but now I cook more healthy meals, which is a benefit. So again, that's a luxury that I don't need living in a big city. Number 5, I embrace the concept of slow living since I moved here. realizing that taking it slow, getting up and mellowing around the house, and just taking in the ambiance of the quietness of where I live. Often when I have visitors, they'll say, it's boring here. And I'm like, what's so boring about being here to me? Because the same thing you do in your busy town, I do here. Only it is more mellow and more quieter here. I mean, I go to the supermarket, which you do. I can go to the movies, which you do. I can go out to dinner, which you can do. I can go out dancing, which you do. But I don't see this as boring at all. But if you're used to loud noises, horns blowing, the sound of traffic, then I guess listening to quietness is boring. And last but not least, number 6 is not caring about having the latest fashion to wear. Now, when I lived in Jersey, going clothes shopping into the mall and all that stuff and looking fly was the thought process. But when I moved here and saw how casual everyone's dressing and how casual I could be, wait a minute, I could be just as casual. So spending money on clothes and handbags and shoes and stuff, I kind of pushed back on that a lot and just really kind of just mellowed it down. And the more casual I feel, the better off I feel. So like I said, just being around home and taking in the little things, that like being able to get eggs from someone's yard because they have chickens, and learning how to clean my eggs and storing them in the refrigerator, or going down the street or to one of the houses that we own and picking up pecans and storing them for the winter and using them to bake my goods with. That is a luxury for me. So I don't know, guys, those are some of the things that I think about when I always see this luxury lifestyle, luxury apartments or luxury homes. And what is the definition of luxury? Is it just, like I said, baking cookies because you have pecans in the yard and you just want to bake cookies? That's a luxury to me, instead of me having to go buy pecans. But, again, beauty is being home and loving it. And how you create that beautiful home and where you create it, it's all up to you. And establishing your concept of luxury living is how you should live. Thank you again for tuning in. My name is Jamela, and I'll see you again.